why building in his body solely for aesthetics might not be good for you. Now, if you're a bodybuilder and that's your choice and that's your path, this video has nothing to do with you. Do your thing, get as big as possible, get as jacked as possible, right? If you're a kid and you're thinking about, okay, I want to start working out and building my body out, and you're doing it solely for aesthetics, to look good for pictures and to look good for girls, this video will tell you why you might want to second guess only doing it for that. The biggest con with only building a body for aesthetics is your muscles might not be as useful as you think. Now, growing up, I used to see a lot of guys, mind you, I played sports growing up, so there were a lot of guys, especially around that high school age when we start working out, getting in the gym. Yeah, they were jacked and had a lot of like weight room strength is what we used to call it, right? In the army, they'll say it's like show muscles, and they had a lot of show muscles, a lot of weight room strength. But when it came to getting out on that field, a lot of times the smaller guys would be out overpowering them on the field. Now, why is that? Because when we talk about guys that are in the military or they work very like hard labor jobs, or they're athletes and guys that have that like those useful muscles, they have those like athletic type of builds. These are the type of guys that they have developed their strength not only by being in the weight room and lifting weights, because we know like, yeah, being in the weight room, it will build size on you. And sometimes that is necessary in sports. Like for me, for example, I was a running back, right? So between my sophomore and junior year, my coaches wanted me to build more size on my body and build more chest out. And that was because going up to varsity, of course, you want to have some size on your body, especially in my position. I'm getting the ball 25, 35 carries a game, and I'm taking hits probably 15, 20 times a game, right? So they wanted me to have that size on my body to be able to protect myself. But just as much as I'm in the weight room building up the size, I'm outside on the field, pushing the sled, pulling the sled, doing footwork drills, doing all these different type of field drills, developing power and stuff like that, doing like burst and speed burst. And outside of sports, I was even like doing some martial arts training and stuff, right? Because it was important as an athlete and as like a skilled player in football. That's a player that's going to be like touching the ball, scoring touchdowns and stuff. You don't want to just be weight room strength. You want to be fast. You want to be quick. You want to be agile. You want to have all these types of skills in your skill set, because at the end of the day, if you got speed and power, you're going to run over the guy that got power only every time, right? So these are very like important things to take into consideration. Do you want to be like the big guy who's kind of just big and slow, and then once you get big, you start noticing like, dang, you know, I need to actually get some skills, so I'm just not big for nothing, right? I need to actually know how to do stuff. I need to know how to fight. I need to know how to move. And then by the time you're trying to do that, you're moving all slow and stuff, and it takes a while because you weren't working on your flexibility and your speed and quickness at the same time. Or do you want to be the type of guy that worked on, yeah, you got your weight room strength, but you also saw the importance of being flexible and being quick and having speed and actually having like some skill with your size? Because I think having skill with your size is very important when we think about even protecting our homes, protecting our family, like being like a tactical type of guy. You want to be able to move and move around. Don't get me wrong, there are guys that are like bodybuilder jacked, and they are just as agile, just as quick, but they have learned to like train those things. And usually these guys, they did play some types of sports growing up. So a lot of kids right now, like they're getting into self-improvement, and they're solely like thinking like, okay, I just need to go to the gym, right? Which, nah, you need to do a lot more than just go to the gym. Even a lot of these guys that are like, they only talk about go to the gym, they do a lot of calisthenic work too. They do a lot of stuff to not only work on those big, slow muscles, but to have these fast twitch muscles too, because having those fast twitch muscles is, yeah, it might not be as aesthetically pleasing on the outside as someone that's big and OD super jacked. And we can argue that, you know, some women don't even like guys to be that big, but that's a whole separate conversation. But I'm gonna take the guy in a fight that also has actual skills rather than a guy that's just big, because the guy that's just big, if he hasn't developed himself in those other areas, then he's going to be at a disadvantage every time. But yeah, man, just a quick video, just something to think about on why just building a body solely for aesthetics might not be a good idea for you. Might not be a good idea for a lot of these young guys growing up, because even when we look at like the statues of the Greek gods or movies of like the Spartans and stuff like that, yeah, they're good. They had aesthetically pleasing bodies, but they had skill sets with these bodies. You know, we think about Olympians and we think about all these top guys in sports. Like, yeah, a lot of them had aesthetically pleasing bodies, but especially like for their time periods. Like we look at LeBron and we say, oh, God, it's a freak of nature, right? Like a human muscle, like his whole body, just one big old muscle, right? Look at him like that, but LeBron got a lot of skill in his bag. He's able to dribble the ball. He's able to jump. He's able to be agile at certain times. Not as much as he used to be, of course, but he still has that in his bag to be a skillful player. And as he gets older and understands his athleticism, his strength, and his speed, all that stuff goes down, but he got skills, so he's still able to compete at a high level. And if you want to be able to compete at a high level, which appears and it comes to like martial arts, sports, just competition as men in general, outside of who can lift the most, then you want to also focus on other things than just building a aesthetically pleasing body. So all I got for y'all though, as always, love y'all, I'm out. My family, one last thing. Make sure you get to the Telegram if you're not in the Telegram group. That's why I'm giving daily updates. Also, check out the Patreon, and I also got a donation link if you want to support the channel. That's it, though. All right, y'all.